You're listening to Artificium, Occulte, Venatores, a Shadowrun actual play podcast by Relative Dimension.
But, Solomon, did you get all the info off this comm link of his?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot, but I got it for what it's worth.
Okay, then I'll leave him with his comm link. So I'll take the battery out.
Okay. You now have one comlink battery.
I'll put it underneath the tire of the ambulance or something, but I just don't want him to be able to call immediately.
The door, the wall parts as you get close to it over there, and there is it looks as though the portion that opens is for a person to go through, but it can be manually opened wider if it has to be, to accommodate for some large things moving past this area. And you're in about a 12-foot wide corridor that stretches about 10 feet before it hits another set of double doors that are open at the moment. They seem to be propped open. And beyond that looks like a huge warehouse type area.
Oh, goody.
And if you proceed, you end up in a warehouse. Off to the left, you can see the loading dock doors up there. It's a large open area. There's a few tall shelves along the far wall and in the center, but it's a lot of open space, and you can clearly see where the cargo elevator is. It's actually a marked off section of the floor itself.
Okay, Marigold, we're definitely in your area of expertise. Do we need to worry about sensors in here or anything like that?
Depends on what kind of sensors. Jesus Christ, Marigold knows a lot more about this than I do. Probably not, honestly. They wouldn't likely keep a place like this booby trap, down in the basement that's got no or very little external access. Probably not.
You get a text message. The elevator is ready to go and easy to operate.
Alright, let's go find this fucker.
There is a small, on one corner, kind of like a yellow metallic pillar. Not a pillar. It's almost like a 6-inch in diameter cylinder that stands up to about 2 feet, and on top of it is a control panel with a yellow button, a red button, and a green button. The yellow button has an indicator of almost like a small set of parallel lines that run horizontally with several lines connecting them together. The red button says stop, and the green button says activate. And the yellow button is between the red and the green buttons.
Marigold kind of looks at it.
And in AR above you it says, once you're on, the words start appearing. Once you're on, hit the yellow button and wait until it flashes, and then you'll hit the green button.
That's the cargo elevator, isn't it?
Yeah, it's basically a floor lift.
Yeah, okay.
Alright, so any place in particular we need to be looking? Is there a computer access or anything like that around here?
Yeah, is there a terminal anywhere?
Not in the warehouse.
Is there just one sub-level?
Yes.
Or multiple? Okay.
That you're aware of, there's one.
Right, okay. So what we need to do is find R&D, probably?
I would say so.
I got nothing.
It yet.
I'm in agreement. Solomon, we're in a warehouse. Where's R&D from here?
Down.
Oh, I thought we'd taken the service elevator. Or personnel. There's another L there.
No, you left the showroom, came into a warehouse.
Oh, okay. Sorry, that's my bad.
So, does this cargo lift go down as well, not just up?
Yeah. It goes down to the sub-level R&D, loading docks, etc. down there.
Okay, then I guess we're getting on the loading elevator, or did you want to go find a personnel?
Whatever.
Solomon, is there anything that'll indicate to security if we activate the cargo elevator?
You get a message that says nothing obvious.
Okay. We're right here. Might as well use it.
Yep.
Alright, so
As
does
long as
everybody
you
get
on
on?
board with us?
Yep.
Yep. Then we all get on and
You can see
Call
the
it
outline
barrels.
of it. The yellow cylinder is standing just on the outer edge of that outline. And presuming you guys push the yellow button like instructed, 2 sets of railings raise up from the floor, one on the inside of that outline, one on the outside of that outline, to about a meter tall. And then the yellow button flashes.
Rest.
The green one?
Yes.
Alright. There's a shutter, and then the whole floor begins to lower down. One set of railings separates you from the outer edge of this floor lift, and one set of railings stays, keeping anybody from stumbling off from up above. And after you guys are about 10 feet below, temporary floors seem to close from underneath the main floor, most of it, to block so that it can close up.
Alright.
And you guys drop about 50 feet. And it eventually comes to a rest on the ground. In a darker area, there is a very light glow around here. There's not a whole lot of obvious lights besides almost like, it's not really emergency lighting, but just power saver mode, I guess. And you get a message that says, I can get lights on if you need them.
I don't think we do.
Nope, no need here.
I'm good.
Yeah, no, we're good.
And then you have an arrow appears off in the distance. I think the R&D is through there.
Seriously, y'all don't play video games? Like, this isn't,
don't.
like, weird to you?
What game should I play? Message pops up.
Never mind.
I think she was talking to us, Solomon, and unfortunately, most of the time, Haskell and myself are busy doing our studies with the church.
It's just a general feeling like any of the goal-oriented ones instead of the you know, I don't do the whole whatever, just go. Yeah. Moving on.
Through the doors, you are in what looks like sectioned off by glass walls. So there are a lot of transparent walls. It is dimly lit, but you can see through them into other areas. And it looks like you are in a place where on one side seems to be banks and banks of what looks like they might be MRI machines. Another area has a whole lot of light tables and places that people can wander around them. The light tables themselves are maybe 2 meters by 2 meters. A few of them are longer, maybe 2 meters by 6 meters. Some of them do seem to have actual paper schematics strewn across them. On one side through a glass wall, they all have glass doors too, by the way. Looks to be a kitchen area and or employee dining area, break area. There are some tables, sink, vending machines, and you're in an estimation would probably be 100 meter by 50 meter area that's sectioned off into these cubicles, for nothing else to call them.
Alright.
And you get a message. I don't know which one from here is the one you need. There's not much info here. But there does not seem to be anybody on the floor that I have noticed.
Well, that's handy. You said they're all glass doors, right?
Yeah, glass
Just making this-
partitions, or rather I should say transparent walls and
Yeah.
doors.
Yeah. We're just making this too easy on us. We can literally just look into each fucking frickin' fragging, whatever, room and see if what we're after is in there. Which is what Marigold does, kind of just figure, you know.
Solomon's icon reses into view here, and he kind of walks up to one of the transparent things, and it says they seem to be reactive in a way. He kind of holds a hand up to it, and right around his hand, it turns kind of an opaque white. Oh, they can be, I guess, blocked off if whoever's working needs privacy. And momentarily, that whole wall turns opaque white, and then transparent again.
Huh.
Interesting.
Neat. Marigold sounds distinctly bored, even as she says neat.
And the spaces between the walls and the doors themselves are wide enough that they would fit on the, 10 feet at least. 10 to 15 feet wide between any two walls, so that large things can be maneuvered down here. And everybody give me a visual perception check.
What is that now? Ooh, what's my mental limit? Oh, right, I'm on psych. So it's 7. 5 hits.
2 hits here.
2 hits as well.
Alright. Marigold, as you guys are proceeding through here, looking through the walls, you notice up ahead there seems to be, on the far side, a partition that is opaque. None of you have noticed anything that looks like where you would be wanting to go, or the thing you would be wanting to retrieve, rather, in any of the transparent rooms that you're passing on the way through here. So you guys are pretty much sure that it is happening through that door on the far side. Ascalon, you notice on between you and that wall, there seems to be 2 sections of the floor that are perforated to show an outline of something, probably about 1 meter by 1 meter square. We'll go 2 meters by 2 meters square, both of these outlines. They are spaced about 2 meters apart as well. And Adranus, as this is applying, you guys notice that further beyond that, from the ceiling, seems to be a place for a drop-down partition, as though it can be sealed in that area. So to clarify, you're about in a 15-foot hallway from the far wall that you're trying to get to about 30 feet out. Looks like it can be sealed off with something dropping from the ceiling. And then in that area, just outside of the door you're trying to get to, seems to be 2 2-meter square sections of the floor that are separated, similar to the way the floor lift elevator was separated. So something may pop up or drop down from there.
Lovely.
Booby traps?
And
Probably.
I was asking in character.
Solomon, text message, because his image is not there at the moment. Stand by. They are not part of the host, whatever they are. I'm not seeing any wireless communications. It might be manual.
Can I roll security design? Maybe tease out what they might be?
Sure.
I feel like that's a good roll for this.
I'm going to astrally perceive again.
3 hits.
3 hits. With the layout of stuff, the floor sections may be pop-up turrets. The thing from the ceiling, I didn't clarify. Through these doors, the ceiling is not 50 feet tall like it was out in where the cargo lift was.
Mm-hmm.
He just came down 50 feet. So the ceiling is about 15 feet high as well. So it might drop a sealed partition to lock somebody into that area when pop-up turrets pop up. And the only reason, a main reason to seal it might be is if they also release a type of inhalation agent. Otherwise, there's no reason to seal it behind bullet shooting if that's the case. And astrally perceiving. You see what is very obviously a mana barrier up ahead.
There's a mana barrier up ahead.
Huh.
We must be in the right place.
Probably. Right. Those, probably turrets pop out of the floor. Just so you know. Not sure what'll set them off. However, so if y'all haven't caught on, I'm slightly magic-ish. Call me an adept, I guess, whatever. But, I don't leave traces when I walk, so if it's like pressure sensors or whatever, I won't set them off.
Except the mana barrier might slow you down.
I mean, I can turn it off if I concentrate.
Well, all my
And once
spells will
past-
pop.
Where exactly does the mana barrier start at? She's gonna ask the one who can perceive.
I'm gonna move At what point do you think the sensors would pick me up if I get too close?
Don't get too close.
Well, how far out is the furthest turret?
Oh, the turrets are like right by the door. Here, off to the side, I'll draw a little sketch here.
Well, I'd just basically walk up to about, I'd say, 30 feet of the barrier, so 10 meters, and be like, it's right there. About 10 meters in front of me.
Where is that in relation? Oh, right. You said those are right by the door, so...
So, in the upper right corner of the gray square that I drew, I'll draw the hallway. Right, so you have the hallway you're in. You have the doors are on the top wall. You have two, and these are not obviously to scale, but 2 meter raised platform separated by about 2 meters, and then a meter on either side of the wall. The section of the wall that looks like it might drop down and seal is about 30 feet away, so 10 meters. And the mana barrier is right at that spot.
Okay.
So the mana barrier is at that spot as well. Dang it.
So, Marigold looks at... that was a Dryness that saw the mana barrier and everything, right?
Yes.
Alright. Sorry, I completely blanked for a second on who that was. So she turns to Adranus. So, mana barriers. How do they work again? Like, I know magic and that they don't, like, whatever, but...
Well, basically, any magical effect that you have ongoing, like my spells, for example, that I have going right now, I would have to defeat whatever level this guy casted it at to pass through it without losing my spells. I don't know how but if, like right now, I'm astrally perceiving, which means I would not be able to pass through the barrier regardless, because to me, right now, it's a solid wall. If I stop astrally perceiving, I should be able to pass through freely, but again, I have to beat all my spells through it too. If I pass through without turning off my spells first, then he may become aware of the fact that whoever casted that spell may become aware of the fact that somebody just passed through a barrier.
Right, but like if I pass through with just suppressing my powers, suppressing my abilities,
you should pass through like a normal person and it wouldn't affect you.
And that won't set anything off, probably?
It shouldn't, but remember, you would leave traces because you would no longer be able to not leave a trace. Anything that you use to conceal yourself, it would trigger. So I don't know where the sensors begin for those turrets and the mana barrier ends. If they're overlapping, then you're screwed before you even get through the barrier. If they're overlapping, you're fine. If they're not, because the mana barrier doesn't affect the sensors.
Okay, so knowing this, knowing what I do now, does that 3 hits on security design give me any idea of where... I'm guessing.
What is Marigold's Arcana? Does she have Arcana?
No.
Does Adranus have Arcana?
Yes, he does.
Roll Arcana.
I mean, I'm not even asking on the magical aspect. I'm asking of, like, if the turrets are have pressure sensors that set them off. Like, well, that doesn't really make sense either, because you have to have... I guess they could turn them on at a certain time of night, which would probably be now.
They could turn them on, in which case they might have motion sensors of a certain way. Solomon did not detect any wireless communication on them, so they may not be by the Matrix, but they still might have a short-range radio identifiers or something like that. So if you had the equivalent of a radio broadcasting RFID check ID tag that it senses, it might deactivate it for those types of things. That type of thing. And Adranus, with your Arcana, you notice something you said was slightly wrong there. Actually, what is your Arcana level?
It's only rank 1.
And Adranus is a Mystic Adept? Or a Caster?
We just lost him.
Sorry, yes.
Which one?
Mystic Adept.
Okay. Adept powers tend to be unaffected by mana barriers.
Oh, okay. Correction, you should be able to pass through without a problem as long as she's not astrally perceiving. Correct? I'm still right about that part.
Correct.
No, I
As long
can't
as you're
do
not
that
astrally
anyway.
perceiving, you're
No,
fine.
I
passing
never
through.
learned how. I never learned how.
That's fine. I never learned how to read.
So with
I'm kidding, but hey.
traceless walk, if it
That
is
gives them a weird look.
vibration or ground pressure sensors, traceless walk should be able to defeat that. If it is just proximity motion, it wouldn't.
Yeah. I'm kind of hoping it's not. With that 3 hits on, I'm assuming either are rather likely as the other.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can defeat just pure motion sensors by moving slow enough, right? So if I, combine the two,
In theory,
I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Rules is written, but I've never actually used those rules before.
Marigold's played enough video games that it makes sense.
Right. Well, she's also the B&E expert. That was her role on a runner team. So, hopefully. Alright. Let's do this. She kind of gives that 2-fingered kind of half salute wave thing and see you on the other side. And she kind of, this is really weird because it's anticlimactic because, she looks like she's getting ready for it and just kind of slowly slides her way
Alright.
past the mana barrier.
What kind of drugs is Marigold currently taking?
Only psych, currently.
And does Marigold have any type of initiative boosting modifications?
I can with adrenaline boost, but not currently active, no.
Alright, so give me a sneaking plus agility as you try to move slow.
Okay, and this is still an urban environment thing. God,
Yes.
I thought ahead into 5 hits.
Alright, you defeat the test. You have to beat a threshold 3 test to move slow enough to get through something like that.
Sweet.
So Marigold, you guys watch as she kind of very slowly starts to creep. About a half a meter per combat turn. And you got 10 meters to go, so that's about a minute and a half. About a minute to creep all the way up there. And nothing seems to pop out of the ground. Nothing seems to fall from the ceiling to set it off or anything like that.
Oh, getting this son of a bitch out of here is gonna be interesting. Alright. Is the door, is it locked?
It doesn't seem to be.
Oh, neat.
Do you require assistance?
I don't think so.
I'll keep watch.
Giving it a quick once-over, is there any sign of, an alarm or anything that might activate should I open this currently? Without knowing it's there?
There's nothing obvious. There's no, give me a logic intuition roll.
Oh, thank God I took that psych. 2 hits.
Yeah, so normally you get a
Almost
feeling of the patterning behind things if there's hidden sensors or wall or alarms or wires. Sometimes there's a giveaway. You're not seeing any place that looks like they would be connected to. There is a palm scanner, but it doesn't look as though it reads the print per se, as though just warmth or whatever being pressed against it. So it's not like a security deterrent, but more of an ease of getting doors activated type of thing.
Okay. So, let's go ahead and get on in.
So you put your palm up against it?
Yep.
Alright. Doing so, it kind of changes slight color from black to a slight orange as it reads body heat, and then the doors slowly start to part open.
Okay.
And they...
Okay.
Go ahead.
Can I move up to where the potential thing that we think might be sliding out of the ceiling is? Is that beyond the mana barrier?
They're
It's
right at the
level
same
with-
spot.
Okay, then I will get close enough to it that if it decides to drop down, I can try and jam something.
Okay. The doors part to the width of the entire hallway.
Okay. She'll take...
And inside looks like another workroom. There's a whole lot of equipment hanging from the ceilings, work arms, supports, things like that. On one section, kind of propped up on some type of rig that looks like there's a whole bunch of sensors around it and things like that. Looks to be about 1.5 meters tall. Not exactly anthropomorphic, but almost like a drone. It looks like it has both treads for maneuvering and the ability to lift them independently as though walking. And it seems to have, for lack of better, for speeding that up, picture an astromech droid type of thing. It's not exactly cylindrical, but it is that general shape, and it seems to have a whole bunch of compartments for working arms to pop out of, for things like that. And it seems to fit the space of that one missing, that void in the one display. And on one of the walls, there is a electronic display that looks as though it's capacitive or whatever, so there's a whole bunch of messages written onto it. There's a few styluses laying on a shelf so that people can write onto it. Not exactly dry erase board, but similar.
Smart board.
Yeah. And a quick glance seems to be that their estimated time of having it ready is 2 days from now. And there's lots of words, deadline, Sunday. There's a whole bunch of scribbles on possible delay, solve, possible delay, solve, a whole bunch of that type of thing.
Shit I don't care about, except that it tells me this is what I'm after. So, yeah, she'll, I guess, still probably moving cautiously, because she's got no clue what sensors may or may not be in here. I really need to look at gear to be able to sense those. But anyway, still moving, kind of slowly, cautiously, will, approach it.
Okay.
And, this is how heavy does this thing look?
It looks very heavy.
Alright. So she's gonna grab it with her cyber arm. And is there any, obvious way that this could be carried? Probably, what I'm kind of imagining with the size that you said this thing is, basically grabbing it with her cyber arm and then just kind of heaving it sort of onto her back as she, kind of holds it one arm above and just kind of rests it on her back.
Hold on one moment.
I know this shit ain't gonna be easy to move. I'm expecting that. She also doesn't want to risk trying to turn it on and maybe breaking something or something because God knows she doesn't know shit about Drek.
Alright, lift, carry.
Hence why I specified the cyber arm. It's stronger. I forget by how much. Oh right, it's only a partial 2. Oh right, it's only let's see, if you average the strength of the full limb. Well, I guess it depends on how coordinated you want to make this.
Alright, lift, carry. What is your base strength?
Okay, my base meat strength is 4.
Okay.
Whole body average is 6.
Okay, and the cyber arm is 8?
The cyber, the cyber limb is, it's averaging that weird because the cyber limb is only partial and is strength 7.
Okay. So give me a body strength. This is going to use your average.
Okay, the whole body?
Yes.
Whole body average. Hero Lab is reading is 6. Alright. Body plus strength, that's 6, 9. Pre-edge 13 or post-edge? I think I'm going to pre-edge this. 4 hits?
Okay.
That's actually pretty shit for a pre-edged 13.
So, with your cyber arm, you feel, in attempting to lift it, that you can get it up off of the rig that it is propped on. The sensor rig or whatever.
I lied. My base strength is 7, because I have muscle replacement 3. I forgot about that. The cyber arm actually doesn't do anything, because it's strength 7.
Okay.
It's the same. Okay, so yeah. My bad. Hero Lab's doing things weird. So I technically have one more die. Let's see if I can get an exploding 6. Nope.
Alright, so with the 7, you can lift it up, and you feel that carrying it is going to be a bit beyond you.
Can't at all?
Like very short distances. It's not just the shape of it, which is awkward, but it is heavy. It's a lot heavier than it should be for what it is. You're almost guessing based on the weight distribution that it is weighted in a way to help make sure it doesn't fall over. It has a very, very low center of gravity so that it can, with its treads, climb up steeper inclines than it might otherwise be able to.
So,
In other words, with a 7, you can carry 70 kilos, and each strength hit gives you an extra 10 kilos. And this is probably in the 150 kilo range. And also,
hold on. 15 per point of strength. It's 15 per hit, actually.
lifting, yes, not carrying.
Oh, right. Carrying's different. Yeah. Alright. I'm so close, though. Damn it, and I pre-edged that bitch, too.
But you can get it off of the rig, and you notice that as you try to maneuver it to like, try to get it over your shoulder or over your back to lean on you as carrying it, it seems to actively try to redistribute its weight when it senses that it seems to be tipping or whatever. So that's part of the reason, too.
Yeah.
You can get it on the ground, and it stands on its treads on its own.
Yeah, but it will set off whatever she still doesn't actually know what sensors are out in the hall. She's kind of going along with the assumption that actually it might be both movement,
Mm-hmm.
and either, ground vibration or pressure sensors, whatever. So carrying this thing is kind of the best way to get it out of here.
Levitate?
I have mana barriers, the problem. She'll send a quick DNI to Adranis and... Is Ascalon magic? I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She knows this? Yeah. Okay. Send a quick DNI to them. Little heavier than I thought. Can either of you do anything to make me stronger?
I can't, sorry.
I'm not a spell slinger.
Alright. Ascalon. He's stronger than she is, right? We've determined this. Or at least...
Strength of 4.
Never mind. Working together. Is there any way I could try that again? See if I can't maybe eke more hits out? Would you incur a penalty for that?
Yes, you'd be at -2.
Is there anything that looks like that's around there to actually move it in and out?
Actually,
Yeah.
hold on. Is there a terminal in here?
In here, yes.
Alright. I'm not a decker, but I've got a data jack. I was wondering if I don't jack it into that... tell me if this makes any sense at all, or if I'm talking out my ass. But I'm wondering if there might be a way to turn off those defenses from that terminal?
It's possible.
Alright, well, first of all, should I ask Solomon, hey, is this terminal, connected? Can you see it?
I cannot.
Alright. Well, next she'll check, is it on?
There is a button to turn it on.
Okay,
It's not
well,
currently
let's turn that on. Let's turn
Okay.
that on.
You turn on, it boots
How about now?
relatively quickly. I'm not seeing anything.
Alright. So she'll, plug into it directly with her data jack. Find it,
What are you looking at?
What do you mean?
Well, you're asking me if I see something. What are you looking at?
It's a terminal in here.
Oh, can you plug into it?
Yeah, it's a terminal. I'm pretty sure she'll start looking for the
Okay, don't be alarmed.
universal data port.
And,
I hate it when you start sentences with like with that, just so that you're aware.
well, that's why I'm warning you. Don't be alarmed. Also,
About what?
I'm going to try to hack your comlink.
Oh, go for it. But you break it, you're buying me a new one.
Solomon,
okay.
can't you just ask her to give you permission to use her comlink?
A voice speaks out from the comlink speaker. Yes, I could have done that.
Okay.
I barely know how to work the thing anyway. It's probably faster for him to hack it.
All right, hold the comlink up so that the visual display, the camera, points at what you're looking at.
Alright.
All right, no, pan left,
Just
pan
angle it.
pan right, pan down.
Okay.
Plug in there.
Alright. Yeah, she'll pull the data jack out the side of her head and plug it in.
He waits. So you plugged in from your data jack into the terminal?
Hmm?
Okay, yeah, so he waits. Alright, come on, plug it in. The comlink should have a port. Plug in from the comlink to the terminal.
Fucking... Right. Fine. More specific, please. Read.
And when you do, the lights on the comlink start to flash. Oh, okay, so it's disconnected from the matrix. Interesting. Okay, I have schematics. Oh, there's a free rolling mode. There's a little lever on the lower end on the inside of one of the treads that kind of puts it into neutral so you can push it. That
Right,
does not
and the
change it
security
lower. Oh, there's something about the security. Make sure the audio broadcaster is installed. There's no checklist on to whether that was installed or not, though. Apparently, a sound will disable the security. Also, Dr. Lucius apparently has a short-range broadcaster that will also bypass security. I don't know who Dr. Lucius is. He's supposed to escort this thing out. However, do you have a radio broadcaster? Maybe a transceiver, micro transceiver?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I can rewire that, but I'll destroy it in the process.
Go for it. They're cheap.
Actually, I can show you how to do it. An AR window pops up with instructions on separate this panel, take this wire.
Very. That, yeah, is kind of like a... Yeah. Right. Alright.
Reattach this wire to this stud type of thing, and give me a hardware check, or default -1.
And hardware is logic linked, of course.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have hardware?
Nope. This is... Alright.
Well, he is assisting you, so hold on one moment.
Technically, since I'm unskilled, I can't take any assistance.
Oh, you can edge.
Yes, I can, and I believe I'm going to pre-edge this. I don't think post-edging 2 dice is ever worth it.
Nope.
4 hits on 6 dice.
Alright. So the video that he shows you oddly makes a whole lot of sense. And the tools that are like stripping this little bit of wire, your fingernails can just do the same thing because it's very thin coating and stuff like that. And you manage to get this micro transceiver into a radio broadcast that's localized instead of its original function. And
I knew I kept you around for something.
a moment later, you get an audio file. Alright, play this as you go by. Keep it going constantly. He gives you a volume level. And as long as that is playing, the motion sensor should not trip.
I've never been more glad that I didn't take gremlins on a character. It's one of my favorite qualities to give characters. So yeah, she will follow those instructions to the letter.
Okay, so you can put it into free rolling mode, where it becomes relatively easy to push on its own treads. And with that broadcasting, it's not really music or anything. It is a series of pips, clicks and beeps and stuff like that. But as you roll it past, carefully, not knowing if it's going to work or not, nothing seems to happen until you are past the mana barrier area.
Oh, thank God.
The ringtone from a Nokia phone, that's what it is.
It is old dial-up tones.
Anyways, as soon as you get it past there, I can actually move my levitate spell to it. I cast it at force 5, so...
I mean, it ain't
I
hard.
should be able to lift it, right?
Force 1 should do it.
Well, I was sustaining it at force 5, so...
Oh, okay.
I mean, it ain't hard to push. Like, for the getting over the wall, that'll be great.
The reason I kept on sustaining levitate, because I didn't know how big this sucker was.
Right. Alright. Sure.
Okay, I got it from here. I mean, you can keep it on free roaming, but I'll move the spell to it. That way I can pick it up and lift it if we need to.
Sure.
Alright.
So, I say we start heading out of here, and about the time we hit... Actually, hold on. We should probably go out that side door this time, so we'll be closer to the entrance that Asura and L will be coming. I say we signal them once we hit the door, so let's get going now.
I agree. I get back on the loading dock, right? Are we going all the way up?
Cargo escalator. Escalator. Cargo elevator.
Cargo elevator.
I mean, there was only really one level, right?
There
was no partial way up.
No, you're sub-basement and then up to ground floor. And this cargo elevator looks like it only goes to the ground floor.
Right. Makes
so
sense.
Getting back on, the rails raise up again, and it starts to raise up into towards the ceiling. And when you're about 10 meters below it, the temporary floor that rolled into place for safety parts again, and the railings on the upper floor are still up. So it settles back into place, and then you can manually, with the yellow button again, lower both of those sets of guardrails so that you can get it out. And as you do so, you notice that in one corner, you hear something, and turn and see a one of the guards kind of it looks like he's leaning up against one of the shelves with his head inclined slightly, and what you heard was his boot stepping into place. He's like, hey Earl, good evening, Earl. And he kind of leans back up against the shelf, kind of in a secluded area from almost anywhere else except where you're coming up, and it looks like he is dozing. Because I rolled for crap tonight.
He came down here to catch a couple 40 winks, didn't he?
Yeah.
God, they make this so easy.
Most of my detection rolls have either been 0 hits or glitches. Or critical glitches.
Marigold.
I'll be perfectly honest, security is one of the most boring jobs on the planet, so them being already bored after 2.5 hours isn't surprising.
Yeah. I mean, this one was dozing, so I only rolled 2, and I got a 1 and a 2. Earlier, I rolled 5, and I got a 2, 3, and 3 1s. The security is very lax.
So they're asking for us to take it.
Somebody might be losing their jobs after tonight.
Well, the thing of it is we're going to walk out, load this thing onto the truck, and then we're going to be like standing around for like 15 minutes going, are the guards ever coming for us?
Anyway, so kind of, I guess making our way past the guard.
Yeah.
Kind of slowly just walking past him.
The dotted lines pop up again. This is the quickest way to an exit. And he's actually leading you towards the loading dock side door.
Any way we could get a path to that, western door closest to the one we entered? Closest to the personnel entrance? The gate. Is it there?
Sure.
The gate that's pre-hacked?
No, the gated entrance that the van Gopher will be crashing through. Closest one to that.
Yes. He
Because I'd like to not
redirects.
lug this bastard too far.
He redirects his line and starts going this way. And as the line is leading to you, arrows start appearing in the distance. I'm finding comm links active. They are spread out at the moment, however. And then he starts telling you, all right, turn right here, go down this way, duck into this hall, wait, into the bathroom, quick. You know, that type of thing. And when the guards do walk by, you can hear them. They're conversing, sometimes talking about personal problems that they're going on, sometimes talking about how boring it is, slow night. Yeah, well, it's always a slow night. It's like, I wonder what happened to Earl. He was supposed to be setting up that display tonight. Yeah, maybe we should find him, huh? Maybe needed some time. Give him a little bit. And then you get to a door on the outer edge.
Nice. Send the predetermined emoji signal to Asura and L. Just kind of, thumbs up, or the 100 emoji.
The 100 emoji?
Something.
The
Whatever.
signal to crash the gate.
The signal to crash the gate.
All right. Well, look, they were bored. They wanted some excitement. Why don't we give them some excitement? Wait, 1 second. Do this.
Like, I imagine this happening as we exit the building, crash through the gate, and then we kind of dash for the vehicle. Or do it at a leisurely pace if they react as quickly as they've been all night.
Well, having to levitate the thing means you'd be going slow, so it's probably better to have Asura crash the gate, pull up to the edge, get it on there, and then, drive back out.
That too. That's
Exactly.
possible,
All right. So you said there was the bar and then the inner gate, but it would be open until they basically close it, right?
Yes.
All right, and that'd be the one that's down the bottom.
No, the blue.
No, this one here.
How come I don't see one? Oh, that one, the blue. Okay, I see it.
Yeah, hence why we're coming out of this door here.
Yep. Which would be the eastern wall, not the western wall, but yeah.
Oh,
Right.
Okay.
Right, that's my bad.
So, wait, what's in between here? Is that just yard or something? Or I'm confused.
It is like paved area, but it's not actual parking or lanes. It's drivable.
Okay, that's what I was making sure. I was like, I'm not trying to drive through trees or anything.
No.
All right. So I'll, put myself around the corner, and then when I get to a nice little straightaway before the gate, I gun it and charge it. Because,
Alright.
why not?
You don't need a driving roll to hit a guard barrier.
Yeah, I expect not. Pretty much I'm just going to stop up to, or slow down and stop when I get up to the door itself.
Yes. With the levitation active, it's easy to get it on there. You do need, however, a driving roll now, because this added weight to maneuver back out so that you can get out the gate easily.
That's
Okay.
because he'll have an increased whatever spell on
Yes, I will have an increased spell, correct?
her. Asura's female, right?
Yes, she is.
Okay.
Normally. I mean, she can look male, she felt like it, but
Right.
most of the time she's female.
I think the spell is already there.
No, he didn't. We told him not to cast it until he gets out here.
No, I haven't casted it yet.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, so he wasn't sustaining another spell while going.
right. That was the plan. And I didn't think me driving through that thing would have been that difficult in the first place. None of my heavy driving will be until after we get it inside the vehicle, so.
And also, just to know, Marigold will be in the bed of this thing.
I'm just basically going to have him roll down the window. I touch him, I grab him, cast a spell, and then I hop into the bed of the truck too, because
Good.
I think it's just L and him up
How
front.
many does the gopher seat?
Yours was modified.
Right, those stats are Okay,
It had
So,
3 seats,
Yeah.
but
more could fit in the bed.
yeah, more could fit in the bed.
yeah, so you kind of have to strap it in or something, right?
With the weight of it and
It's
people,
not going anywhere.
the handling drops down to 3 instead of 4.
Of course.
Right.
Alright. So, what kind of boost do I get from you, Castaway?
Give me a second here.
Okay.
I need to think about maybe picking up a mentor spirit. Oh wait, that's like 40 karma post-gen. Or no, wait, no, that's a 10 karma quality at gen. That's only 20 karma. Well,
Well, that.
you resisted the drain.
You want to recast that?
0 hit.
I'm just making sure I didn't accidentally blow myself up or something.
No, not a lot of ones, just 4s and 3s.
Yeah. How many dice did you roll? 6, 11? 0 hits? Wow, that's impressive, actually. Second verse? Let's be different from the first. There you go.
That's a little bit better.
Was that an edge reroll, or was that just casting it again?
I was just casting it again because I got the feeling I got this, it was like,
Yeah, I mean, a couple of seconds.
it's
I mean,
broken.
these
Hold on,
guards,
let me try that again.
the response time for these guards, I'm not sure what it is, but it doesn't look like it will be very impressive at this point.
As soon as you crashed the gate, there was a siren facility-wide that started to play, obviously, kind of on speakers throughout the place to alert that something was going on. Kind of an emergency siren klaxon thing. You get up and stop as they load the thing in with the levitation, and Adranus casts the spell a couple times on you. You notice he's patting you on the shoulder, and you're not feeling any differently until a moment later. At which point, you see, everybody sees, coming from around the corner this way, down towards the south end. A couple guards are on foot, and it looks like at the moment.
To clarify, I would have changed the van to the logo van.
I figured as much.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure.
At first, they're looking towards the gate where something happened, and it's not until you take off that they kind of glance over you and see the Corp logo truck with the prototype in the back speeding towards the gate. Roll me an initiative. Just a Sura there.
What do the 5 hits give me, just so I know? Is that
your reaction is increased by 5?
Okay? I'm just making sure. I wasn't sure what if there was a trade off or not.
Oh, that's straight increased reaction. So 4 is your cap.
So you get the increase of 4 points.
Right, to my reaction.
Yes.
All right, on. Cool. Yay! I have a 7 total now. Okay. And you wanted me to roll initiative?
Yes.
What's your base reaction?
3.
Oh.
Not great. Wait.
Okay.
My token is... I don't see my token.
Oh, there's no token on here yet.
Oh.
So drag one out.
I don't know, based on these guards, I was actually thinking about shooting at them, but then I was like, wait, my gun's silenced. They wouldn't figure out where the damn bullets came from.
Marigold's first reaction was to shoot them as well, but then she's like, wait a minute, they're supposed to...
We need them to follow us.
No, I said shoot at them. Not intentionally trying to hit them, just have bullets go over their heads, but they wouldn't notice the bullets.
I don't think the sniper I picked, or I guess I don't think it's actually a sniper. I think it's like...
Okay, if you hit one of them with a sniper rifle, I think they'll figure out which way that came from.
Oh no, it is actually a sniper rifle.
Wait, where'd my initiative roll go? Why can I never find it on this character sheet?
It is...
It's on page 1 and it's down halfway.
Yeah, it's on the main page.
On the right side.
Right underneath defense, but above weapons. To the right of attribute rolls. And movement.
Oh, duh. It's right in front of me. Okay. 15.
You only have one initiative.
Yes, I only have one.
Okay. So, as you're taking off, the guard in the gate has already started the process of closing the iron fence. So I need a driving roll.
Damn it, Solomon, I thought you were going to stop that.
I was trying. He's doing it manually.
Oh.
Oh, that's 10 dice, so, that's nothing to sneeze at. If I had cast it out myself, that would have been, 7.
Alright. Pilot groundcraft. Okay. Wow, that sucked. 2. I'm gonna re-roll that. So I'd be re-rolling... How many dice? I was hoping not to use
9?
Edge this early. 9 dice? Yeah, sure.
It's not really early.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just, unfortunately, the first you've been,
If you only have 2 edge, it's early.
I have 3.
Oh, well then, you're fine. Me rolling it this early, that would be questionable.
4 more, so 6.
Okay. 6, you can squeeze through the space as they're starting to close it. As you get out, you can see in rearview mirrors, and those in the bed can see that guards themselves are running towards cars in the parking lot and getting into them. So as soon as the gate closes, and you guys are on the other side of it, so it
have to
didn't
reopen it.
work, they're starting to open it again.
This is going to be harder than we thought.
Do I have to wait for them? Maybe I should look like my car's not working for a moment and just slow down.
Make them feel better about themselves.
Yeah, actually, why don't you pull out a map, an actual physical map, and just be like, oh, are they chasing us now? Okay, we gotta go.
That would
I was
be
thinking,
so
I was
fun.
gonna check and was like, did I pick up flare?
Okay, so since you are attempting to stay in range,
Yes. So I'm going to kind of stop down the road and make it look like we're having engine problems or something like that.
okay. So you can set the distance of when you want the chase to actually start. There's short, medium, long, and extreme. If you ever get further away than extreme, they lose you.
All right, I guess we should start at medium. That's a nice one. I don't want them right on top of me.
I'd just start it long and try to stay there.
Yeah.
Yes, you don't have to make breakaway maneuvers since you're trying to stay in range.
I start yelling to make it look like I'm upset about the fact that the car is not moving, using con to try and make it a convincing performance.
We're all convinced at your performance.
Of course, all they can hear is me yelling because I'm still invisible.
So in the city, this is going to be handling environment. So any of your hits will be limited by your handling. And I just realized the time. Is anybody good to keep going, or should we break it here?
I'm okay for the moment. I'm still doing my testing anyway, so I have 4 more chapters to go.
I don't mind if you guys want to continue doing the card chase, but I gotta bounce out of here soon.
I work in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, we can pause it here.
Okay, so right at the car chase. That's
Right
okay.
at the car chase. Perfect.
Elle's not here either, so it would give a chance for Elle to jump and actually do something too, you know?
Yeah. You and Elle get the spotlight next time.
That's true.
Although we'll all be probably being shot at. We'll see.
I won't. I'm still invisible. Where are they shooting at? They can't hear me. They can't see me.
Well, see, look, we have their merchandise, so there's a possibility they don't want to shoot us and they'll just try to overtake us.
This is true, too.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you everybody that's in the Twitch stream. We're going to be calling it a night now.
Bye.
Bye, Twitch people.
Bye.
The Topps Company Inc. has sole ownership of the names, logos, artwork, marks, photographs, sounds, audio, video, and or any proprietary material used in connection with the game Shadowrun. The Topps Company Inc. has given permission to Relative Dimension to use such names, logos, artwork, marks, and or any proprietary materials for promotional and informational purposes on its website, but does not endorse and is not affiliated with Relative Dimension in any official capacity whatsoever. Relative Dimension is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial 4.0 International License. You can share us, but please give us credit.
The intro is church music from Sirenscape.
The outro is Double Cross, off the Shadowrun Return soundtrack, used with permission from Harebrained Schemes. And thank you to Sirenscape for the additional music and sound effects. You can find more information at sirenscape.com. If you would like to get in touch with the Relative Dimension, you can visit our website at relativedimension.com. You can contact us, email, at podcast@relativedimension.com. You can visit our Facebook at facebook.com/relativedimensionpodcast. You can check us out on Twitter at RelativeDpod. You can check out our Patreon if you wish to support us at patreon.com/relativedimension.